Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to nearly half of first marriages. So how do you announce your divorce? And why are divorce announcements essential to the divorce process? Welcome to a special season of a Fresh Story podcast. Let's talk about divorce announcements.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce. Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Hello, hello, hello. We're here with Monika. Monika, can you tell us who you are and what you do?
Hi, I'm Monika Casey. I am a mom, an actress, and I do a little bit of radio here and there.
We love it. We love it. Okay, Monika. So we're talking about divorce announcements, and you host one of our favorite podcasts, which is also about Divorce Party Podcast. So you talk to a lot of people about divorce, but you are also divorced. So I'm just curious, you are also kind of in the scene, quote unquote, a little bit. And it's been interesting we talked to a couple of reality stars about their divorce. And I'm curious too, from your perspective, what was it like to announce your divorce? Did you do it on social media? Did people in your life know before you announced it? What did that look like?
Yeah, so I feel like when I was going through my divorce, it was when like Instagram was still kind of new-ish. I emailed the people that like needed to know.
Yep.
Immediate family, obviously a couple close girlfriends were already, in the thing. But unfortunately for me, and I had also deactivated all of my social media.
Okay.
I just immediately something in me was like, you're about to go through something terrible. I don't need the bathroom wall I don't want to be tempted to say anything or do anything. And I don't even know if I had thought down the line about lawyers like using or holding anything against, which happens.
It happens. Yeah.
But the worst was I woke up one morning. I mean, every morning, you know how it is when you're going through a divorce. You wake up with that pit in your stomach.
Yeah.
It's fight or flight all the time. And I woke up to a text from a close friend that said, "Did you see TMZ this morning?"
That gives me chills just to hear that.
I immediately ran to the bathroom. Like my stomach was like,
Mm-hmm.
And so as I'm sitting on the toilet, I type in TMZ. And of course, it's like they chose the worst photo of me.
Always.
From my Instagram. Because of course he's a celeb, way more famous,
Yep.
and so I think they're going to favor him.
Right.
They look at it as the woman or the mom is the enemy. I think that's kind of how they skew it. And it was like the worst photo. It was a photo from a movie I had done, and I was in wardrobe holding up the bra of a co-star and kind of making a funny face.
Okay.
And in the hair and makeup of this like white trashy character.
Great.
And that's the photo they chose. And it was like something like horrible custody battle. And so immediately I had so much anxiety.
Yeah.
And I was like, who, and then I was talking to my friend and she goes, well, it's all public record. The minute someone files, those TMZ people they're just
Right.
hanging out in the clerk's office or whatever, just scouring through documents or however they do it.
Yeah.
Slow news day, whatever, they just run with whatever they get. So that's how mine was announced.
Okay. So did that feel very disempowering?
Yes, it did, because up until that point, it had just been close family and friends. And I felt like we were handling it on our own. And we weren't. It's obviously just taken out of, and they can just spin whatever story they want.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did you take back the narrative? How did you feel empowered again?
Well, I started doing, I think like 6 or 7 months later, I started doing stand-up again.
Oh, I love it.
But I was very careful. Like I was like, I'm not going to bash my ex. I'm not going to bash the father of my child. But I just was making jokes about how terrible it is to go through divorce, about jokes about like lawyers and what they're charging and, tactics that they would do to incite, the other party. And it's funny, it actually pissed off my ex's lawyers. I don't even know if it pissed him off because, they kind of run their own game. He tried to like send it, like, I don't know if it was like a cease and desist, but like, you need to stop doing stand up. And it was funny. I had just met Tom at the time,
Okay.
Tom Arnold, and we were friends and we had this lunch and he was like, oh, no, like freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want. Don't stop doing that. Just do what you need to do to get through it. And then ultimately, I had this idea for a show called Divorce Party. And, Tom and I do radio together sometimes. And I was like, I need a male counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do this with me, And so then that's how we started doing it. And that's how I feel like the both of us have really taken ownership or control. And then we're trying to give a platform for other people. And we're not trying to glamorize divorce. We're just trying to humanize it.
I love it. No, we love what you guys do so much. So, if somebody's listening to this and they're a person and they're going through a divorce, what would be some like maybe things they should do when they announce their divorce or things they shouldn't do when they announce their divorce?
Well, obviously, I'm a big fan of deactivating your social media just for 6 months because that first 6 months is, don't talk badly about your ex. And one of the most important things I feel like is you can't worry and beat yourself up about what you think other people are going to think about what happened.
Right.
Like, it's that whole like controlling the narrative, like, the truth. You can, like, who cares what other people think? Free yourself from that. Let go of it and go live your life and be a healthy, happy person for yourself and for your children if you have them. Stop worrying about what, like, they're going to think that, I was the guy. You got to just let it go.
And as somebody that does talk about your divorce, I talk, and this is a question I'm asking personally too, because I'm a writer and I talk to a lot of writers. The divorce memoir, right, is like a big topic right now. How do you write and talk about your divorce without talking about your divorce?
Yeah, I think the best way to do it is in the I. Like, I felt when I was going you try to never, I think, put it on what they did or, I mean, because everyone's divorce is different and there's different levels of, what really went down. So I always just try to bring it back to me, which sounds narcissistic.
Yeah, no,
but
it's true. Yeah.
I feel like that's the safest way to just be like, what was your personal experience? How did you feel? What did you do? What did you do to get through it?
Yeah, absolutely. So why do you think it's so empowering to talk about not your divorce per se, but like to announce your divorce to friends and family community?
I think it's so empowering because you are like laying it out there and you're like, I'm going to talk about it first so that, everybody else doesn't need to come up with their own assumptions. And I think it also shows strength that you're not hiding or you're not ashamed. You're like, this is life. This is what it is. And one of the things I love about people making divorce announcements is that in a way, it's letting people know, like, I might need a little support, maybe just like a little bit more patience. Or if I maybe lose my temper or my shit that day, you can say that's probably why. Like, oh, she's going through divorce right now, So I feel like it offers people a way to reach out, show up for you or not show up for you.
I love that. I love that. And before we let you go, can you tell us about your podcast?
Yes. Okay. So I do Divorce Party podcast with Tom Arnold. We're taking a break for the summer, but we've got
We do too.
like 50, I know it's the kids, it's crazy, but we've got, about 50 episodes. We've got, celebrities, lawyers, therapists, divorce coaches, so many interesting stories, anything that's happened in a divorce, you name it.
Yep.
We've got, somebody's got it. You will feel seen.
Yeah, no, it's a great podcast and you guys have such a positive energy, both of you. Thank you so much, Monika. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening to today's episode. A Fresh Story podcast is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the first and only platform for everything you need to begin again, from home items to Hype Team and everything in between. You can learn more and read today's show notes at afreshstory.com.